Yeah, it was really sad. It was like super sad. You know, that was very. It sucked. Let's put it that way. So the only reason I'm playing this is because there's no Ashes. If there was Ashes, I'd be playing Ashes. You know. Probably. Anyways, yeah, it's just unfortunate. So here we are playing TBC Classic, which I kind of not sure I really want to play TBC Classic. I do. I want to get to max level and do some PvP. I didn't realize I was actually done with this quest. Living the hard way. Solo questing.
Be careful. Have a good one. For the Alliance.
Which is not the easiest way to level.
Hi. See you soon. Safe travels. Off with you.
I like running the dungeons. I wouldn't want to do it like non-stop, but the problem is like right now I'm only level 60, so if I try to like there's so many people looking for groups for Ramparts and Blood Furnace, but they're not taking people that are level 60. Like every time I'm like, yeah, I'll DPS, and I've private messaged people, they're like, hey, we need some DPS for ramps, and I'm like, hey, I'll DPS it, and just completely, you know, ignoring me. Because I'm just level 60. You know, they're like inviting the people that are like 62, you know what I mean? Even though I probably can out DPS some of those people. Oh, he's like 60 plus. Nice. So that'd be interesting. He's an elite, girl. I don't know if this mage knows what's going on. I didn't really mean to pull that one because it was like an elite, but let's just get some mana. It is a PvP server, yeah. This is a Night Slayer. This is a PvP, yeah. It used to need multiple stones. Like, I've only got one. I don't know if you can do it with just one, can you? No, you need more. Okay. Thought so. You need like 3 or something.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I still have just one of these stones. How many do I need? Maybe he's getting all the stones. I'm not sure if this guy realized. I'm not sure what he's doing. The quest is done though. like, dude, we completed the quest. He's the one who blew up both of them too. So it's like, I was gonna see if she. I was gonna see if she needed the herb, but she didn't say. Didn't move towards it. I don't like to take herbs from people if they're like standing right there. But she looked like she wasn't moving. It's weird.
What can I do for you? What's your name? Off with you.
Mail.
Watch your back. Safe travels. See you soon. What's on your mind? Off with you. Need help? Be careful.
Alright, where's the bombs though? Here. What am I supposed to bomb? Oh, these big ones, right? Yeah, here we go. I mean, I'm just not ready yet. Why didn't it? Oh, it did throw. You didn't see that it threw it. I'm like, what? Oh, the questing, it takes forever. There's people that are like 66 already, 67. People like almost max level already. Because they just get, they get cleave groups together and all they do is just run dungeons over and over and over all the way to max level. And I don't have no friends, so I can't do that. Nobody likes me. Honestly, I probably couldn't do it anyway. I'd just be like, yeah. Yeah, it's a PvP realm, man. There's people everywhere flag PvP, but nobody's attacking anybody because everybody's trying to level. That's why you want to level right now. You want to get to max level because if you don't get to max level quickly enough, then you're gonna get, people are gonna come after you.
See you soon. Watch your back. Great to meet you. Off with you. Light be with you. Light bless you.
So what, we're gonna get 10 more talent points, right? Well, we get 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 69, 70. 10 more talent points, so we're thinking 5. We could just go pure pet damage, which probably what I'll do. It's just pure pet damage.
See you soon. Keep your feet on the ground. Safe travel.
How are you?
How are ya? See you soon. Safe travels. You got my attention. Watch your back. Safe travels.
What can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Ball stay, what's up, man? We are doing the grind, man. The questing grind, because I have no friends and I have no one to group with. No one loves me, so I'm playing by myself. All by myself. Doing quests, which I fucking hate questing. So this is painful. Am I supposed to hit this dude? Yeah. The pain, man. Big time. I never can get this. I hardly ever can get this quest done on the one run because I suck at it. We'll see. Oh no. See, I didn't get all the overseers. Fuck me. Yep. I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again because I missed a fucking because I didn't get all the overseers. Ugh. I hate this quest so much. Fuck. I hate that quest because it's always like just how it lines up. Like plus I didn't remember that I needed that I needed 5 of the overseers. So now I gotta do the whole fucking thing again just to kill 2 stupid little guys.
Great to meet you. Safe travels.
I hate these quests. I wish I could just climb up into this little tower here. And then kill, like, Horde when they come underneath and just shoot them from up above. And they'll be like, what the fuck, dude? What's happening? Fuck you, Horde. It's World of Warcraft, Valstay. But that sounds too aggressive. That sounds too, I don't know, too angry, too vicious, too mean, too cruel. God forbid we name a game after, like, Warcraft. World. I mean, just whatever. I mean, honestly, I think it was kind of... I have a hard time believing that he actually believes that. I think he's been corrupted by the fucking douchebags, the people at Blizzard. Blizzard. There's nothing left of Blizzard. Let's be honest. There's nobody left. You saw that in that clip. Like two of the lead developers from Blizzard, what left to go to Riot Games. I mean, dude. Oh, is he California? Oh, fuck that shit. I always liked Chris Metzen, but lately I'm not liking him as much as I used to. You know what I mean? Is he Californian? Oh, Jesus fucking dude. You know, come on, man. Anyways, Riot MMO is becoming like the savior, right? Oh, his daughter became woke. Gee, oh god. So Riot MMO, 2 more developers, like one of the lead developers from Blizzard, and another person from Blizzard left to go work on the Riot MMO just recently. You saw the article, right? And that bodes well. That bodes well. The team that's working on and the news coming out from Riot Games is that they are working hard on that MMO, man. I don't know, man. Maybe, Riot's known for their game polish. I mean, really, for the longest time, the games they put out are very, very good polished games. But my biggest fear is that it's going to be woke, and it's, like you said, it's going to be woke, and it's going to be rainbow puke. It's going to be that stupid, cartoony, colorful aesthetic, which we fucking hate. It's going to be this bullshit, colorful, cartoony shit, right? We need the grim dark, man. We need something gritty. We need something gritty. We need some dark, evil, demonic fucking... Something with some balls. Something with some nards. As Wanda from Corner Gas would say. Give me something with some nards. You know what I'm saying?
Watch your back. See you soon. Watch your back.
I don't think it's going to be top down. No, I don't think so. I disagree. I disagree. Because the team they have working on it... Here's the thing. The team that's working on it have so much experience working on MMOs that are not isometric. Also, if you really want to create an MMO... They've already done... Right? There's There's no reason to make another isometric game. You've got League of Legends, right? Why would you make another isometric game? It doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't really fit. There's an opening. There is a huge chasm of an opening for a Western well-made MMO. Like, and with this talent they have at Riot Games, if they do an isometric, they're just basically stabbing themselves in the foot, right? Because people won't stay. It's proven fact that isometric MMOs just don't last. They don't last as long as the fully 3D. It's just, what did I do? Did I go to the shelf again? Fuck me running. This is your fault, Volstate, for making me talk about fucking isometric shit, which you know I fucking hate. I clicked the wrong fucking thing in the menu, and it's your fault, bitch. Damn you! Fuck, you got me all pissed off about isometric, and it made me fucking click the wrong shit. Oh! God. Oh. Fuck! That's how much I love doing this run again for no reason. Fuck me in the ass. What the fuck, dude? It's like I'm hitting this. Doing this quest is like banging my head against a fucking brick wall, man. Arrgh. I fucking hate this quest. Like, anyways, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I think that honestly, I think the chance of them making ISO is about. I'll give them like a 30% chance they go ISO. I really don't, because here's the thing: if they're going isometric, they've been working on it for how long? Like a year or two? I don't see it, man. I don't see them going ISO because all the best MMOs are not isometric. So if you're going to go down that path and make it isometric, you're really just hamstringing yourself. You're like handcuffing yourself. There are no good MMO. I mean, what's the one? There's that one MMO that's isometric. I mean, of course, you got stuff like like RuneScape. Okay, fucking shoot me in the head if I ever play that stupid game. Old school RuneScape. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna play some game with graphics that looks like it was made in fucking 1990. I'll just fucking kill me now, man.
Well met.
Send me to Honor Point, bitches.
Feet on the ground.
I could have sworn this way she was last time. Yeah. Ghost Crawler had like they were like early alpha, and they had some footage, and it was Rainbow Puke. It was total rainbow vomit. People have to stop putting out stuff that looks like everything else. Just like this new thing, this new game, right? And it's just like this Scars and Honor. It's like, what, dude? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like this. What?
Version with additional bonus.
Like, I mean, I'll admit these graphics are better than WoW's graphics, to be honest, I think. But not much. They're better, but not much better. Just because they're not quite as cartoony. Like the trees, I think look a little bit better. But I mean, this shit, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They're gonna do a mini game. You're gonna be doing a mini game just to chop down trees, right? I mean, this is just sheer fucking lunacy, right? I don't know what genius over at this. I don't even know what the name of this company is. I don't know what genius came up with this idea, and I don't mean to be cruel to these people who are making this game, because I think it's great that they're trying to make a game, and I hope it succeeds, right? I hope it works out great for them. But they literally have a mini game for every type of stuff. Like, watch this. So here's the mini game. You're crafting, right? You're crafting these boots. You've got to get this little thing as it moves across to land in this little orange area if you want to get like the best crafted item. I would rather have it be straight up RNG, so I can fucking sit here and drink my coffee, as opposed to having to look at some stupid screen and click a button trying to land it. And this is gonna be on everything. You're cooking food and you've got the same mini game. You're chopping down a tree, you've got the same mini game. I mean, who in their right mind is gonna sit there going, "Yeah, I can't wait to sit here and play this mini game every time I chop down a fucking tree"? You know what I mean? It's so dumb. Yeah, that one's dead on arrival. I wonder. Yeah, that game's not going to succeed. If they try to continue to keep it like that's not going to work out for them very well. Sorry, it just won't. I mean, who are the people that make these MMOs? And the funny part is the people that make these some of these MMOs, they're like lovers of MMOs who play MMOs, and they still don't fucking know like what really is gonna draw like a real audience. Like, what's gonna draw like a real MMO audience? That's gonna keep them in the game, right? Tracy Lords. Tracy Lords. I just always think it's funny when I see people name their characters after porn stars. I'm like, all right. Oh yeah.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Where's my macro, man? Did I put it? I put it somewhere else, didn't I? Hold on a second. Oh, I know where it is. No? Wonder if I pulled it off my bar or something. Hold on a second. There it is. How's TBC? It's the same old, same old. Leveling's kind of boring as shit, to be honest. You know? No, because no one will take me into a group. Like, everybody's like gatekeeping all the dungeons, right? So they're like, if you look at the looking group, there's thousands of people like saying looking for group, looking for group, looking for group. There's thousands of people saying, hey, we need DPS for ramps, need DPS for ramps. But as soon as you message any of them, looking for more for ramps, need all. Here, like, let's do this guy, Whisper Cop. You know, I'll run ramps. And like every time I message them, they're like gatekeeping. They're like checking your level, and you know, they're never inviting you. Like, watch, I won't get invited because I'm level 60. It's like they check your level or something. Oh, level 60, you don't want him. You know what I mean? So no, I haven't run any dungeons yet because there's too much gatekeeping going on. Even though I could play better than 99.9% of the players in World of Warcraft with one fucking hand. To be honest. But no, I'm not level 61 or 62 yet. Exactly. Give me a fucking break. Doing the old melee hunter action here. Come on, buddy. Come on, Brohim. Yeah, people get all like, oh, we gotta have like high levels, man. Yeah, people get all sweaty. It's ridiculous, dude. It's just what it is. What it is, you know. Man, I wish I really wish I had disengaged it, like, let me launch, like, through the air, you know? Come on. Hmm. It's Tracy Lords. What else do I need to kill? We need to kill the servants. But this quest gonna, there's so many people. Like, there's a lot of people. Let's see if we can do a layer swap. Why am I not getting layer? Okay, we did do a layer swap there, I think. Oh shit, I got invited to a group? What just happened? I guess they invited me. Sorry, I didn't mean to attack you. I guess we can fly back.
Well met.
No, I guess they gotta send me a shatter point so I could go to... If I go to Shatterpoint, hopefully I can fly to Honorhold. I didn't even... Okay, now I'm not in the group anymore, which is what I knew was going to happen, right? I knew they were going to do that. By the time I realized they even invited me to a group. Oh, no, I'm not in a group. I'm in a lair. My God, I'm losing my mind, guys. I'm losing my mind. It was just the way that they kept coming into the group I was in was freaking me out. I forgot about how the layers worked. Oh, I'm losing my mind. But I really don't... And I don't really... envy or look forward to leveling this way. Like, I've played WoW for so many fucking years. I really don't like questing anymore, to be honest. So this is not something I'm really looking forward to. Just like doing quests, all the way to max. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't think we have much of a choice. Honor point. How do we? Which one is it? I don't even know. What is this one called over here?
On your mind.
Honorhold. Is it the Abyssal? It's not the Abyssal Shelf.
Hello.
Send me to the Abyssal Shelf, Honor Point, Abyssal Shelf. There's two. Return to the Abyssal Shelf. Okay, which quest? I don't know what these are. It's the same. I'm gonna have to look at the fuck. Now I gotta read the quest log, dude. Peon Slain. Okay, return to the Abyssal Shelf, I guess.
Great to meet you. See you soon.
No, okay, it's not that one. Fuck, I don't know. If it sends me to this fucking bombing run again, which it probably is going to, I'm just gonna quit the game right now, dude. I fucking hate this shit. If I was playing like Valstate, if I was playing my Protection Paladin, I would just literally AoE my way straight to max level. I would just fucking AoE all the way. You quit her last time because I couldn't get into group? I thought about that. You know what? Hey, Dad, I actually thought about that too. I was playing the Hunter and I was like, I'm not enjoying the questing because I don't really enjoy questing in MMOs. Not like this kind of questing where I've done it before. It's like I've already done these quests before. It's kind of brain dead and boring and pointless. I am going to the fucking Abyssal Shelf. You gotta be fucking kidding me. As if I haven't been here enough. So, even though the quest... Oh, no, what it did... I know what happened. I know what happened. It's because the last time when we clicked it by accident, remember that? It actually restarted, because this quest is repeatable. It's actually fucking repeatable. Oh my god. Somebody just shoot me in the head right now. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing about an hour ago. I was playing and I was like, I can't get a group. No one wants to invite me into like a group, right? Because I'm only level 16. I'm a hunter apparently. But if I was like playing like my protection paladin or something, I would just be instantly accepted to like every group. I'd be like, protection paladin. They'd be like, boom, invite. But that's all right. I don't really feel like playing a protection paladin in TBC. Now, if it was Wrath of Lich King Classic, yes. Like in Wrath of Lich King Classic, 100%, I would love to play a protection paladin. What's this? Who is messaging me? No spite. Stupid TBC. Yeah, total despair, man, right? Like, there, two people just left the stream. They're like, fuck this guy. He keeps doing the same stupid quest over and over again. Dude, I like went to the Abyssal Shelf for the third time. I'm like, what the fuck? I opened up the quest log and it said, return to the Abyssal Shelf, and I saw like, oh yeah, 404. I was thinking it was over here where I just was. But it was no, because I'd accidentally clicked it before, so it restarted the quest, and then we threw some mobs just because we were so fucking pissed off that it was sending us there again. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well met.
We're see, look, send me to honor point. So we don't want either of these, right? How did I even get to that other location? How did I even get over here, you know? What the hell, man? Does anybody know how the hell I got over to there where I was doing those quests?
Welcome.
Unless it's called, oh, you know what? Maybe it's called, is it Honor Point? Oh. Yeah, see, what was confusing me, it's Honor Point, and this is Honor Hold. I was thinking Honor Point was Honor Hold. See, this is because I haven't played TBC since, like, fucking 2019. That, and it's despair, Valstay. It's just it's the sheer despair, man. It hits hard, man. It's hard. My brain's, like, refusing to try to process it. Yeah, it's like my brain is literally trying to not process this game. It's like, I don't even want to look at this anymore. And so it's purposely like not reading the text. It's just like saying, fuck this. It's just like, fuck this shit. Oh, man. The only thing I'm just looking forward to doing Battlegrounds. That's it, Valstay. I just want to get to max level so I can do some Battlegrounds on Survival Hunter. Just to have some fun, man. Oh, look at this.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh, no.
You were screwed.
Ah, that's no fair. They ganged up on me. That's no fair. They ganged up on me. That warrior hit hard, though. He was hitting hard. He was bringing the deeps. What's his health at? Does it show? I don't think it does it? Let's see if he wants to kill me again.
You were screwed.
I would love to know how much damage was done to me by the... I hate the combat log in this. I would love to know how much damage was done to me by the caster. The lightning bolt did 933. Frost shock, so 1,000. And 579, so 1579. Okay, well. So 1579 it looks like was the caster's damage. The peon was hitting me just with like melee swing for 526, which is pretty good. Oh, there was also that one, yeah. So 579, 14. Yeah. Hmm. I was a little surprised the warrior hit as hard as he did. I never got to finish getting my Ultra Rock reputation to Exalted, which sucks because that actually gives me my trinket. That gives me like 2% more dodge, which I really like when I'm doing like the melee kind of, doing like the melee hunter shit. I actually like getting that trinket. One thing I hate about this pet is watch how this pet, like when I'm moving around, a lot of time of course the pet's not doing it now yet. A lot of times the pet will run in directions that makes it look like he's just following me, even though he's actually attacking. You see that? Like you'll see the pet kind of zigzag at angles that don't really look right, like he's not attacking. And so a lot of times when I'm switching targets, I'm like, is my pet really attacking? You know what I mean? Like you're not really sure because of the way he moves. You know, he's not like sticking right on the target. He's kind of like facing sideways to the target. It's really weird. Yeah, it is the Warm Crusade for sure. I agree. Yeah, it's kind of a big departure too from like retail because in retail I'm a protection paladin. I'm pretty much like almost unkillable, right? I don't think I need to kill any more of these cannons, do I? I will kill it anyway. Having to loot each enemy corpse individually too sucks big time. And Survival Hunter in TBC Classic is not very strong. I mean, it's not like horrible, but it's not great. It's very like, it's very mechanical, you know. Is the cannon in range? Nope. Oh, it is in range. Let's see if we can move out of range of the cannon. Oh, we dropped it when we feigned death. I wonder if I can... Let's see. Yeah, we can't put him to sleep. Okay, just fall in a little fucking crevasse. The crevasse. Oh, he's still coming. Guess the feigned death didn't work, huh? I was hearing all this weird noise and I didn't know what it was, but there's some fucking dog outside my window barking. Like, what is that noise? The Warm Crusade. It's lukewarm at this point, I think, Valste. So at least Bitcoin had a slight, like a nice bounce back today, Valste. I wanted to, yeah, like you said, I wanted to buy at 58. You wanted to buy at 59, and it hit 60 and bounced, and I was like, shit. I was like, crap. There was like a guy in my office, like one of the financial vice presidents, had said in a meeting we were in, "Oh, I hope you guys own any Bitcoin," and I didn't say anything. This is when Bitcoin was like dropping like a rock. But I said to another coworker, I said, this is great. I said, it's going to keep going down. I said, man, I go, this is awesome. Your friend sold everything at 60. Did he? Yeah, I think you mentioned that. I didn't know if you meant from before. So he literally sold everything at 65. Wow, how much I hope he didn't have that much Bitcoin, because that was just a complete stupid move. That was a really dumb move. Not a smart move. God, these stupid holes. I just love doing these quests so much. Oh yeah, these quests are just fucking great. Like literally, I could go like play Guild Wars 2 and run through like the one to like, leveling up in Guild Wars 2 like 10 times in a row, and it'd be more fun than doing these quests. It was 4K. Wow, man, he just lost out, man. I hope he didn't. Hopefully, he bought in at like 65 and didn't buy in at like a higher amount. Otherwise, he just straight up fucked himself, to be honest. So. Yeah, that was dumb. That was stupid on his part, yeah. Yeah, but why would you sell? Even if we were going to 30K, why would you sell? Like, if we're going to 30K, that's awesome. I mean, if we were going to 30K, I mean, that would be a little scary, I'm not going to lie, but still, like, if it went to 30K, I wouldn't have sold. I would have bought. You know what I mean? I was like, this is great. I could buy Bitcoin at 30,000. Jeez, I'm like, this is great. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you're not selling. That would be stupid. You're throwing your money away if you sell. As long as there's certain people that are still buying. As long as Michael Saylor and some of the other big Bitcoin Andes are still all in, and because of the way the banks are and stuff, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's all good. Yeah. And if they do when the Clarity Act, as long as that gets approved, it better get approved, man. As long as that gets approved, and then and then they start putting out those stable coins, like you said, and if that does inject a ton of money into the into the market, that price is going to shoot way up, man.
Go with honor, friend.
I just fucking killed a bunch of this. Oh no, this is the other one.
For the Alliance.
Isn't this what I just did? Didn't I just kill a bunch of these damn cannons? These quests are so stupid, dude. I mean, TBC was fun back in 2008 when it first came out, but now it's just kind of like, it's kind of crap, to be honest. Like, these quests are so stupid. Go kill some of these guys. Okay, go back and kill the cannons. I already just killed like 100 of them. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't. It's just because I'm tired to death of World of Warcraft, Hmm. Boom. TBC made me quit more times. Oh, did it really? I just think the leveling experience in TBC. The worst I can think of other expansions that are worse. Like Shadowlands. I literally want to hang myself trying to level through the beginning of Shadowlands. I mean, it's so bad. I'm like, somebody please kill me now. But TBC is pretty awful. Wrath of Lich King is a lot better. But I mean, honestly, I've played MMOs since 2000, so I'm sick of stupid quests. I'll do. Like in a new MMO, I could do it because it's new and it's fresh and everything. It's good. You're exploring new zones, but to go into a game you've played a lot, it's difficult to just redo those boring ass quests again. Like this is really painful for me to do these quests. I don't really enjoy it. It's like I was like, this is not fun. I'm like, woohoo, yeah, quests. The only reason I'm playing this is because I kind of want to see what I can do with the Survival Hunter in Battlegrounds, at max level. And they may suck. Honestly, the Survival Hunter may be total shit. I remember in the original TBC in 2008, Survival Hunter was actually pretty decent. It wasn't great, but it was decent. But I don't know. That warrior kicked my ass just earlier, although he did have a little bit of help. Not a lot of help, but a little bit of help from the shaman. The shaman did about 1,600 damage to me. And then the warrior did the rest. But even so, I still would have lost to that warrior because he was... I don't know, he was hitting hard, man. Like, that guy was hitting hard. So, I don't think I could have beat him straight up. Maybe... I don't know. If I could have got the Immolation Trap. And I thought I got my Immolation Trap off on him, too. And it still felt like he didn't really do much damage to him. Which was kind of surprising. Just because I want to, I'm going to put you asleep. I'm going to put you asleep inside a freezing trap just because I can. Just because I can. It's really tough. The only reason I'm playing this is because Ashes is dead, right? The only other game, like, I thought about maybe playing Rift because, you get the social. Like, Rift has, like, that kind of, like, community-led kind of revival. But there still is just not enough people in it. And Rift is, I just, to me, like, right now, the one thing I want to play in an MMO is I want an MMO that is, is more action-based combat. Like, I have a hard time doing this kind of right-click, rotating the screen shit crap. I don't like it anymore. I've played too many games like Terra, like Black Desert Online, like Guild Wars 2. Honestly... I enjoy the combat in Guild Wars 2 probably about 3 to 5 times more than I enjoy the combat in this, The difference is the PvP... Actually, the PvP in Guild Wars 2 is pretty fun. Darkfall's just, dude, it's just too janky, man. The problem with Darkfall is I didn't play the game originally. So you've got all these people who've played Darkfall literally nonstop. There's people who've played Darkfall when it first came out to now almost nonstop. So if I go into that game, I'm like so far behind the curveball. Like I don't know anything about it. I don't know the PvP. I don't know the balancing. I don't know how to play the classes. I mean, it literally could take me months and months just to get up to speed with people who've played for fucking 8 years nonstop or 10 years nonstop or however long. The game came out in 2008, if I remember. And I just don't want to deal with all that shit. And who knows what kind of people they are, if they're nice, if they're douchebags. You know, you get a game like that where you get these elitists who've played the game forever. I don't know. You know, I just don't know if I want to deal with all that shit. And especially for a game where the graphics are so garbage. I mean, the graphics are terrible. You know, the movement's clunky. It's more of an FPS game too, which is kind of, I mean, that's kind of cool. I think that's probably what the appeal was initially, is that it's kind of like you know, you've got to aim abilities and everything. But the graphics are so poor that aiming, you know, you're like shooting an arrow with your bow and you have to aim it, and the arrow flying through the air is so tiny, a projectile, it's hard to even see it, you know? And I can only imagine if there's like, you know, a bunch of people, like 10 people in front of you and you're trying to shoot an arrow, and good luck even seeing the flight of your arrow. Yeah. What do we have? I mean, I think...
You can kiss your ass
Oh,
goodbye.
shit. I guess I can kiss my ass goodbye. I wasn't expecting that chick to hit me. She did like a backstab, too. Did you hear that? Oh, you're still coming? Didn't it just say leaving combat? I guess we didn't leave combat on my pet. Yeah, I don't either. This isn't doing it for me. I mean, this is not fun. I'm not gonna lie. This is not fun. Like, this isn't enjoyable to me. You know, I played WoW. I'm an original WoW player from beta in 2004. I've been playing WoW ever since beta on Doomhammer in 2004. So I've played World of Warcraft for 22 years. Okay? I'm tired of World of Warcraft. I'm bored to death of World of Warcraft. You know? The game doesn't appeal to me anymore, you know? The quests are boring. The only thing I enjoy about World of Warcraft is the PvP, but I've got to level through all this stuff just to get to the PvP. And then you're going to have these PvP Andes who are just so hard up, you know, got sticks shoved up their asses, you know? And they're going to be like min-maxing to the nth degree, and I don't have time for all that nonsense. I don't know. I don't know. No, I can't do FPS anymore. And the reason is because I've told you before, I'm too competitive for that. I'm too competitive for that. Like, I'm too competitive. Like, when I play FPS, I have to be like, you know, the best player, you know. I have to be like top, you know, 5%. And to get to that point, I can't put in the time, you know what I mean? I can't put in the time it takes to get to that point because of my wife's medical conditions, and you know, I just can't put that kind of time into it. That's why I need a game where I can just get in and play the game for 2 or 3 hours here and there. You know, maybe 3 hours a day, 2 or 3, you know, maybe 1 hour one day, maybe the next day 2 hours, maybe the next day I can't play. You know what I mean? You know, I can't play as much as I used to be able to. Like when I was, you know, when I played Unreal Tournament, I was like one of the best players in the game. You know, I mean, I was at least in the game mode that I played, which is the low grab. You know, the 135-35 or the 155-55 insta-gib or the 135-35 all weapons. On the servers that I was on, I was like one of the best players in the entire game, you know. But I played 6 to 8 hours of Unreal Tournament a day, every day for like 2 or 3 years straight. I mean, no joke. I had no life. That was after I got divorced, my first wife, right? When I got divorced, I was so, it was not pretty. I was fucked up, because I didn't want to get a divorce, right? My first marriage. I was fucked up. All I did, dude, all I did was go to work and I'd come home and I'd play Unreal Tournament. And I'd drink beer and I'd drink. So I used to, this is my schedule, right? This is my schedule. I'd get up in the morning and I would literally, no joke, get up in the morning, play an hour of Unreal Tournament, take a shower. My work was right across the street. I would walk across the street to the office. I would work till noon. I would walk from the office home on my lunch break, play an hour of Unreal Tournament, walk back to the office, work until 5, walk back home at 5 o'clock, and then I would run. I didn't walk. I would run up to the bar because that's how I lost about 15 or 20 pounds during this time. I'd run up to the bar, which is in a shopping plaza that was right behind the apartment complex I lived in. I would run up to the pub. I would drink about, I know they used to sell these big, huge mugs of beer, right? They were like, they were huge glass like mugs. They were like maybe 30 ounces of beer or something, or 20 ounces or something. They were massive. They were big. And I would drink like 3 of those or 4 of those, basically the equivalent of probably, I don't know, like 7 or 8 beers. And I would do that in like a couple hours. And then I would run home, sprint home. And I'd play Unreal Tournament for like 3 or 4 hours straight, drunk half the time, right? I still would own everybody. And I did that for like 2.5 or 3 years, right? And here, let's see. I still have screenshots. Look, I still have screenshots from Unreal Tournament in 2000. Right? I still have screenshots of me playing UT, dominating people. Like, I don't have a lot, but I have some. Let's see. One of my favorite ones. Why does this not here? Discard. No, why is it doing that? Why won't it let me scroll through? Like, I mean, look at this game, dude. Like, look at this game. So the cool thing about Unreal Tournament is you could just alias every game. Like every game, you could change your name. You just go into your character creator, your character like profile, and just put in whatever name you want. And then you queue up for a server, right? Like this is the typical game for me in Unreal Tournament. I'd go into a server, and I would just dominate. Let me look at this, 131. I mean, just like this was like a normal game for me, you know. You know, this is when I was playing Instagip. So I wasn't as good as Instagip. This is like in the beginning when I first started playing Instagip. I wasn't as good because it was a new mode. Plus, we were doing different speed. We were doing 155-55. So we were doing 155, 55% faster game speed and 55 air control, which is more than what I normally played, which was 35. So I don't know if we have. These are where I would like people. These are where we do 1v1 servers. We had a server that I'd run. The people would run these different servers, and you could go in and you could just do these 1v1 duels. And of course, I never. I think the only person who ever really beat me was Fury. There was one guy who could beat me, and that was it. Yeah. Anybody else who dueled me, they pretty much always lost. There was only one guy that could even come close to beating me. Yeah. Those are the days, man. Those are the days, dude. When I just straight up dominated. Like, I was so good. Those were like the glory days, man, Like, I was so good that when I came into the servers, like, people just knew they were going to lose. We would do capture the flag, right? When I came into the server, Because my character's name was Elaine Turcan, which is a character name from the Robert Jordan books, right? Because I was reading those books back then, which is, this is back in like 2000, 1999, 2000. And people just be, oh, fuck, Elaine's here, And I picked Elaine because she was this female character in the books who just didn't give a shit about anything. At that point in my life, I just didn't give a flying fuck about anything. I didn't care about anything. And I didn't give a flying fuck. And yeah, and people would just be like, oh, once they saw me in the game, they just knew they were going to lose. Like, well, we're going to lose this game. And then I would get banned on servers because people thought I was cheating. They thought I was aimbotting, which I wasn't. Because I just, I'd flip out the Cypher app and I'd just start headshotting people. We'd be doing, like, facing worlds, like these two towers facing each other. And I'd be, like, headshotting people all the way to the other side of the map. And their head, I mean, this is like, this is, like, real FPS, right? Like, their head on my monitor was, like, made up of, like, maybe a couple pixels. I mean, I was headshotting people that, on my monitor, I'm looking at, like, their head, it's the size of, like, 2 or 3 pixels on the monitor screen. And I'm fucking headshotting them. And people are like, this guy's fucking aimbotting, right? But I wasn't. I was just that good. Oh, man, yeah, those were good, man. Those were the days. Those were the days. And my brother used to come over. He used to bring his friend over. Because he was a big FPS gamer, too, my brother, right? Yeah. Yeah, my brother was a big FPSer. His friend would come over, his best friend. And his friend he'd always heard how good I was, but he'd never seen me until one day he came over and he stood behind my computer. We kind of had this setup in Chicago, right? In Chicago, me and my brother lived in this big loft downtown Chicago, and we had this big long table set up with like multiple computers, and so we could do like little LAN parties. People would just come, and all they had to do was like, we had like Ethernet cables coming down from the sides of the wall, so and they would like run underneath the table. And so all you had to do was bring your computer and just set it on the desk and just plug it in and good to go. And he came and he stood behind me and watched me play Unreal Tournament, watched me play a few games, and his jaw just hit the fucking floor. His jaw was on the floor. He couldn't believe how good I was. He's like, holy shit, Julian. He's like, you're a fucking god. And I'm like, yeah. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said, holy shit, Julian, you're a fucking god. And I was like, yep. And I was so good at that game that I would play like, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, every day. And I literally would lose maybe like 2 games during a week, right? Like if I was playing like Facing Worlds Capture the Flag, I would like during the whole week of playing like 6 to 8 hours a day, lose like maybe 2 games. Because I was so good, I could carry any team. Any team, I could carry them. There was only a couple players I knew that could compete with me, but they were good. Yeah, they were the good guys, man. There was that old post on the UT org, right? If you go to UT org, I think it's UT99 org, which is an old, right? I wonder if it's still up, right? Here you go, man. This is going way back. So here I did a post in 2011. This was like one of the servers, and I kind of did like a history of me playing the game, right? I did this post talking about kind of like my history of how I played UT99, when I played, like kind of how I learned the game, where I kind of, where I came from, like what servers I played on, what clans I was in, what nicknames I used. One of my favorite screenshots, I was playing out a character called Mountain Dew. And so I had 31. So I played this game, and and these guys weren't great players. Like Stranger and Killer, they weren't great players, but they were good players, right? Like I had 3 deaths, right? But look at the other team, right? This guy died 15 times. This guy died 30 times. I died 3 times. I'm surprised I died at all. And this guy died 9 times. I had 31 kills. So I had 31 kills. This guy had 5. This guy had 2. But and it was cool because the only guys that ever could compete with me. And remember, this post that I did was like after I wasn't playing UT anymore, right? But somehow one of the old, really, really good. I even mentioned him here. I said, some of the best players I ever played with were these guys. Q, Fury, and the B4M boys, Sephiroth, Unforgiven, and Blind Fury. These guys, Fury, Sephiroth, Unforgiven, and Blind Fury, were some of the best UT players I ever played against, right? And Pestilence was good in Instigate. He was phenomenal. He had great aim. And actually, Sephiroth somehow came into this forum. 3 years later, 3 years later, he found this post and replied. Because I had said it was cool because those guys taught me how to play the game. I didn't know how to, I said I kind of had said UT 99 friends and mentors, people who shaped me as a player and who I enjoyed fragging with, and I listed them. And then Sephiroth saw this post, and he posted that, and he said, "You're welcome, little buddy." And he said, "P.S. I'm the best player in UT ever." He used to always say that, like when we played in games, whenever we won, and he was on my team, or even if he was on the other team. Even if he lost, he would always say at the end of the game, "I'm the best player ever." He was good, though. He was fucking good. Sephiroth was good. Was he better than me? I don't think he wasn't better than me with rockets. He was better at running the flag than I was. I'll give him that. And he was better with the shot. He was better with the piston hammer jumping than I was. Although I got a lot better with that. I got a lot better. But some of these guys that played the game longer than I had, like they were playing a different game mode than I was playing. That's the cool thing about Unreal Tournament is there's all these different types of mods you could run. Like you could run low gravity. Like we ran low gravity pretty much, like 135, 35 low gravity, all weapons. But there's all these different mods. Like you could run you could run regular gravity. You could run like just regular game speed, which is boring as fuck to be honest. You could run Instigate, one shot, one kill, kind of, you know what I mean? So there's lots of different modes you could run, different maps. Yeah. This guy, though, Unforgiven. Holy fuck. This guy was fucking phenomenal. This dude, he was the best flag runner I ever saw. Like, the shit he did with flag running was unbelievable. Yeah, Unforgiven. And then Fury was cool because Fury was like, this guy here, Fury, and that's how he spelled his name. He just moved really well. Like, he was one of those people that you had a hard time hitting him because his movement was so good. That was the cool thing about Unreal Tournament is movement was almost more important than having good aim. You know? And I always hated, like, the thing is, Unreal Tournament is what we call, like, a team shooter, right? It's like a team shooter. It's not that bullshit like, TAC Ops or Counter-Strike. Because TAC Ops, Counter-Strike, Battlefield, those games, like, you're moving like this. You're, like, moving really slow, and you're doing the stupid bunny hopping. You're, like, bunny hopping trying to headshot people. I mean, it's stupid. I fucking hate that shit. It's gay as fuck. The team shooters, games like... like Unreal Tournament, games like the one that Blizzard put out, Overwatch, and there's a few other ones. Gotham City Imposters was a really good team shooter, and then there was that other one. Was it called Tribe? I think Tribe. The team shooters you have different movement capabilities. You could move quick. There were dodges or jumps or temporary flying in the air, like in Pharaoh with Overwatch, and the Widowmaker in Overwatch or the grappling hook. Those types of movement-based skills that classes had in team shooters made those games way more fun to play, way more skill-based, right? Than something like, Counter-Strike or Battlefield, where it's all just comes down to be honest, it comes down to knowing the maps, knowing the choke points, and just being really good, having really good aim. You play something like Unreal Tournament, it's a completely different skill set. You can, like, I knew a guy who was, like, on a team, he was, like, on a professional Counter-Strike team, and I never played Counter-Strike professionally, but he did me like a duel. Like he pulled me into Counter-Strike and did like a duel against me, and I think I pretty much, I think I won. And that was funny because I'm not a Counter-Strike player. My skill in Unreal Tournament, a lot of it had to do with movement, like how good I could move. And that's a really good skill in those types of team shooters. Being able to move is, like I said, I think it's more important than being able to land shots. Because if you can move really well, people can't hit you. And so that's why, like when I went up against him in Counter-Strike, I was able to kill him a lot. He was able to kill me because I couldn't move. You can't move in Counter-Strike. You're just walking around and you're bunny hopping. It's really dumb, right? So he was really impressed because he was a professional. He was on a pro team. In Counter-Strike, he was impressed that I was able to do as good as I could for someone who doesn't really play Counter-Strike. And the funny part is I said, okay, I kind of beat you in your game. Why don't you come into my game? And in my game, he couldn't even kill me. Like when he came into Unreal Tournament and tried to play me in Unreal Tournament, he couldn't even hit me because the movement is so different, and the skill of being able to move and be able to avoid getting hit is a skill unto its own, right? But I couldn't play an FPS game today. It's not that I don't have the reflexes. I still have the twitch reflexes, even at my age. I'm 55. I still have phenomenal twitch reflexes. I do. That's just, it's not as good as it used to be, but they're still really good. If you ever watch me like play Protection Warrior, like in War Within, when I'm doing like fucking Uber Micro and rotating through like 30 different fucking keybinds, like instantly, like it takes a lot of quick response to do that, And but yeah, there's twitch, but then there's landing blows. It's completely different. It doesn't matter how fast your twitch is. If you got to have precision, right? You got to have precision. So I did play Overwatch a lot. I think Overwatch was the only FPS that made me want to come back and play FPS games, because Overwatch was kind of that team shooter like Unreal Tournament. But where Blizzard fucked up is they kept Blizzard did the same thing with Overwatch they did with World of Warcraft. They kept trying to tune and change characters all the time to keep. I guess they think that when they do that, they keep player interested. But the beauty of Unreal Tournament was nothing ever changed, right? The weapons were always the same weapons. The only thing that really changed is if you ran different mods. But if you were good with the sniper rifle, you were good with the sniper rifle, right? The sniper rifle didn't change. There was no class-based abilities. It's not like your avatar had anything different than what it always was the same, right? So, but people always constantly were adding different skills. Oh, did they rename it? Ah, that's funny. But people were always like getting better. Like even though the weapons never changed, people always got better. I left Unreal Tournament, the original one, in about 2003 and played Unreal Tournament 2003. And then I played that for a little bit, and then I really left the game. I left the game for I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 years. And then I came back to the original, and I was playing people that I used to just annihilate in school badly. And they were like had in the last 2 or 3 years when I had stopped playing, they had finally gotten good, right? So when I went back and played them, it was kind of even. Like they could kill me and I could kill them, but it was pretty even. Whereas when I played them before, they wouldn't even be able to kill me. But that was because I hadn't played the game in like 3 years, and my aim was gone. Like you lose your aim in FPS. Like if you don't play FPS for like 3 or 4 years, your aim just goes bye-bye. At least it did for me. It goes bye-bye. And takes time to kind of get it back. Not too long. I mean, it's weird, man. Like I knew, like I played FPS, I played Unreal Tournament so much, I knew exactly what time of the day my twitch reflexes were peak. I knew this is no joke. I knew what to drink. I knew what to eat. I knew what foods I could eat, what foods I couldn't eat, which would actually affect my gameplay, right? Like for me, peak was like getting up at like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. and playing for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour and then taking a break and then eating like breakfast or something and then coming back, sitting down and pouring myself a Coca-Cola and then playing for about 20 minutes. And then I was ready. Then I was like at my peak. Like I got the food in me. I played a little bit to let my body kind of wake up. Then I took a break. Then I came back. Then I played for 20, 30 minutes. And then I just like locked in. Then I was just fucking locked in, right? And at that point, for about 3 hours, I was golden. For 3 hours, I could just dominate. And then after 3 hours, I'd start to get a little tired. My AI start to drop off. My game would drop off a little bit, or maybe my twitch reflexes would get a little bit not as good. Maybe I'd get a little fatigue or something. But even just how I sat in a computer chair, I'll say, you can't sit in a chair. Like when I play an MMO, I can just, my feet are forward, and I'm leaning back in the chair. I'm chill, man. When I play FPS, I'm literally sitting up in the seat, and my feet, this is how I sit when I play FPS. My feet are to the side of the chair. Like basically like the insides of my feet are on the ground. Like the insides. Like my feet aren't like flat. Like I'll literally like put my insides of my feet like laying flat on the ground, like laying on the ground, and like so like from my knee down, my legs are really relaxed. And the only thing, and I'm sitting straight up. I'm like sitting straight up. And it's all about being like up and focused on the monitor, because you've got to see the screen and you've got to see where people are coming from, and it's But I didn't play the way a lot of people play, because a lot of people in Counter-Strike and those later games, they use like a slower mouse sensitivity, and they have the big ass fucking mouse pads, and like they're moving their arm, like their whole arm, like from the elbow up, they're moving that whole part of their arm to move the mouse across the mouse pad, and I didn't play that way. Because I grew up, it's different. I grew up on the ball mouse, right? So with a ball mouse, you could flick your wrist. You would lift the mouse off the mouse pad, flick your wrist to spin the ball, and then put the mouse back down to stop the ball from spinning. So you could do these they were the original flick shots. The original flick shot, which they still call it a flick shot today in FPS, but the original flick shot was the ball flick shot, where you pick up the mouse, you flick your wrist, spin the ball really fast, put the mouse back down to stop it. And you got so good at whatever game you were playing that when you did that, you just really quick flick the mouse and slam the mouse back down to stop the ball, that you could just do this thing where you boom. You're like, okay, if I get it, pick it up, flick, I could do a 180. So I'd be facing this direction, I'd pick up the mouse, flick it, put the mouse back down, but I would always do a quick 180 like spin. And it would be lightning fast, right? And so I had a little bottle of rubbing alcohol on my desk with a package of Q-tips, because every so often you would have to pick up your mouse, you'd have to take the plastic circular piece off, take the ball out, clean the ball off with the Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol, and then clean off the little, there's like these little plastic pieces that the ball rolls around on, and you'd have to wipe those off because they would get dust. Dust would build up on them. So every so often, I'd have to take the mouse apart, clean it with some alcohol, dry it, put it back together. That was like common, right? I'd probably clean my mouse maybe once a day, right? And this is old school shit, dude. We didn't have no fucking laser mouses, man. There was no optical mouse back in 1999, right?
Great to meet you. Safe travels.
The good old days of Unreal Tournament, man. Yeah, but I mean, there was, I enjoyed Overwatch. I thought Overwatch was a really good game when it first came out. What happened to Overwatch that made Overwatch really bad was that it got too toxic too fast. And where Blizzard really screwed up is they allowed people to actually talk, like voice chat to people, and they also allowed people to type whatever they wanted. And it's really easy to remove toxicity from games. As if you ever played the game Smite, if you guys have ever played the MOBA Smite, in Smite you can't type anything. You can't type stuff. I just don't think you can. Maybe you can be. In Smite, they have got a really cool, like, voice system. Like, I wonder if I can show you. It's really cool, actually. Smite voice commands, right? Smite has voice commands, right? Like, the only MOBA I played that I really liked was Smite. And the reason it was because it was fully 3D. You know how my aversion to isometric games, right? So,
communicating with your team is a key.
Yeah, but in Smite, they had the VGS system, the voice whatever system. This is what a game like Overwatch should have. Though you shouldn't allow players to actually type because players are dicks, right? So they're too toxic.
Element to winning in Smite. The VGS, or voice guided system, allows you to communicate quickly and efficiently with other players using a menu of pre-recorded character
Yeah, Smite's a really good game. If you guys never played Smite, it's a MOBA, but it's really fun.
lines. Pressing the VGS button.
So in Smite, you hit the V key, and when you hit the V key, then it brings up the menu, and you can just immediately hit another key. So you can go like VA, like VAA is like tells your team to attack, and then you can tell them to attack certain places, like it'll ping the map, like where you want them to attack. You can do like V, I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff.
V on a keyboard or
brings
D-pad right on a
this up.
controller will bring up the VGS menu.
Mm-hmm.
Pressing the submenu buttons on this menu will allow you to access specific VGS lines. Completing the required VGS button combination for a
I don't know if we
will
have.
broadcast it to the
Yeah, I played Smite. They have let's see, Steam. They have Smite 2. I play. It's still fun. It's still a fun game, but I don't know if I have. I actually had a really fun video. Like the first time I ever played Smite, I actually have a stream of that, which is really fucking. I don't. It might not have been the first time I ever played it. It was like one of the first times I'd ever played Smite. It's fucking hilarious, right? Let's see. It was my second day of Smite. Check this out.
Bird.
I had never played. I don't think I'd ever even played a MOBA before, so I didn't know how MOBAs worked, right? Like I'd never played a MOBA. So, but the first time I ever played Smite, I didn't even know like what a MOBA was, and I didn't really know how they work, right? Just a friend of mine who had played like an MMO said, "Why don't you try this Smite game?" And I said, well, I don't like isometric games. Because I knew about League of Legends, but I never played it. But it was isometric, and I hate isometric games. You know it's not isometric, it's fully 3D. I was like, okay, I'll try it out. So you can see here, I've got a character, and I didn't understand that the skills can, like when you kill monsters, you like get the ability to rank up your abilities. I didn't even know that. Like, check this out, this is hilarious. And I thought I was like a god at the game. I mean, I just thought like, oh man, this game's easy, because I was like, you'll see, I was like killing people, and I'm like, this game's fucking easy. But there's a reason it was easy, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute afterwards. But Bologna was my girl, man. First character I ever played was Bologna. I love Bologna. First blood.
Minions have spawned. An ally has been slain.
And again, look at my bar here. See, all of these buttons are flashing because it wants me to press the button to learn the skill. But I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know. I had no idea how to play this game because I'd never played a MOBA before. So I'm literally running up to these mobs, like, just auto-attacking. Like, I'm not using abilities or anything. There, finally, I did use an ability there. And so I finally did hit some of the buttons, because you can see that those little blue dots mean that I'm at rank 2 here on this skill and rank 1 on this one. I think that's what that means. I'm not sure. And then I took a healing potion. Oh, big damage. Oh.
Does that count? Has been slain.
I wonder if I know how to use my F4. I don't even have it yet. Big damage! Big damage! I missed! I missed! Oh! Big damage!
Double kill. Deicide.
So this is like only the second day I'd ever played this game, and I'm running around killing people thinking, man, this game's easy. And then I don't even know how to play the game. I haven't even learned my ultimate ability. The reason the game felt so easy is because they had just released Bologna. And if you guys know MOBAs, when they just release like a character in a MOBA, it's always like way overpowered. And Bologna was no different. When she first was released, she was so strong. I had no idea. It's like the second game I'd ever played Smite, and I was like, oh, this Bologna chick, look, you guys know me. I like any kind of chick that's got a shield and looks hot and kicks ass. I'm like, that's going to be the one I'm going to play. I'm like, let's kick some ass. And so
Let's do this.
and see, I'm like, I don't even know like what to buy or like how you. But yeah, Smite is a really fun game. Definitely, I spent a lot of money on this game too, Valstay. You know, buying different heroes. But eventually I just bought the package. There's like a package you can buy that once you there's like a package in Smite that you buy, and once you buy this package, any new hero that comes out when they release a new god, you automatically have it. Like you just have it. It's basically a package you buy that unlocks all the heroes, so you can play all of them. Once you buy that package, anytime they release any new heroes, you automatically get it. I don't remember how much that package was. It was probably like 40, 50 bucks or something, but it's just a one-time thing, and it unlocks every hero.
Come on and hit me!
I still haven't learned my ultimate. And that was his ultimate. That was his ultimate. Oh, rampage!
That was a good fight.
An enemy has been slain.
I was all panicking because my health was so low. I'm like, I better get out. I better get out of here. I'm like, I better get out of here. I still haven't learned my ultimate. You run back to your base to regen your health.
A fine bit of protection.
Still haven't learned my ultimate. I keep ranking up my other abilities. There, finally, I finally learned my ultimate, Eagle's Rally. Which I think is one of the coolest ultimates in Smite. I think I'm probably going to use it here, because I don't know what it does. Let's see if I use it.
Killing spree.
No, not yet. Big damage. Oh. Here it is, here it is. She cut off the sound, but when she does her ultimate, she goes, Roma Victor! It's so fucking cool. Like, I wonder if we can get, like, the original, like, trailer. Like, if you guys have probably seen it, but let's see, Smite. Let's go. Smite, Bologna. God Reveal. They always do, like, a God Reveal when they release a new one. So it was released 10 years ago. So the first time I played Smite was literally, like, a couple of days after this video was probably released. Another company, though. Hi-Res Studio has made a couple other games. They made Paladins, which was another, like, game. I think it was kind of like a MOBA or something. But I always thought that Hi-Res Studio had the chops to make an MMO. Like, I always thought that... Plus, they probably have the money, because I'm sure they made a shit ton off Smite.
Welcome to the Smite God Reveal for Bologna, Goddess of War. Bologna, the Goddess of War, took no time to build temples or gather worshippers. She favors only those for whom war is life. For that is where she thrives. Not on the steps of hallowed basilicas or in whispered prayers, but in the blood-soaked mud among the breathless, armored troops in the roar of victory. When Rome was young, Bologna ran with her armies, conquered her enemies, made her strong.
They never added Jesus.
As Rome aged and began to crumble, she fought only with her strongest and most cunning of worshippers, Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Sulla rose through the ranks by accomplishing impossible deeds of heroism and ruthless prowess. His enemies feared him, his soldiers loved him, and everywhere he went, Bologna rode with him. Together, they quelled the Germanic hordes. They broke the social
quelled the
war.
Germanic
They
hordes.
sacked Athens. Sulla was utterly undefeatable, and it was the goddess of war that made him so. But the Roman Senate moved to displace Sulla and end his rise to glory. March on Rome, Bologna quietly urged, and you shall rise as no other. Emboldened, Sulla commanded his legions and took the city streets, Bologna at the fore, slaughtering the gladiator slaves that stood against them. The Senate buckled. They cast the vote. Sulla became the first lifelong dictator of Rome. During Sulla's reign, Bologna was worshipped for the goddess she was, but Sulla had grown old. His wars were over. Bologna moved on, and Rome forgot. But the forgotten are not gone. Gods clash in titanic conflict. It is in war she thrives. No one will forget Bellona, the goddess of war, this time. Bellona's passive is called Master of War. Upon giving or receiving hits from basic attacks, Bellona gains protections and movement speed. Her first ability
Yeah, we got to do the ultimate though. The ultimate's so cool.
enemies in a line. Enemies hit or disarmed and cannot make basic attacks. Hammer and spins, hitting every enemy around her and then smashing forward in an overhand attack. Bellona now makes basic attacks wins and increased physical. Bellona plants a Roman eagles rally.
Yeah, here's the ultimate. Can't tell if she's saying Bolonga or Valonga. She says Roma Victor. Oh yeah, what she's saying, yeah. But you'll see here's the flag, right?
Bellona plants a Roman flag, granting protections and...
The nice thing about this ability is you can jump over things. Like you can jump over like walls, and it's got good range, and it does do a lot of damage if you land right on top of somebody. And then it also provides protection and increased physical power to allies within it. So it's actually a really great team fight engager. So it's...
Increased physical power to allied gods.
Zelch, did you ever play Smite, Zelch? I think you did, right? I think you did. Yeah, it was so funny. This was, so you see, 10 years ago. See, it was right after Bellona was probably released. Actually, let's see if we can see the date on this. I'm curious now, because I think it was really close. So this was February 25th, and this was January, February, March. So actually, it was quite a bit after. So Bellona was still really strong, even February. Like, what was that, 6 months or something? February, March, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's like 7 months. Nope. You never played it? Can't tell. Yeah. That's a cool game. It was a really cool game. Like, I used to play it. There was a couple guys I used to play with. I was never like, I was good at Smite, but I was never like, God level at Smite. There was like people that, I don't know. There's something about MOBAs, like you have to be you have to be really know all the people's toolkits and know the ranges of people's abilities. That just comes from like play. I didn't know Naya was doing another game. This is a big time Dark Souls style combat, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of like Dark Souls. But I know people that like these games a lot. But yeah, there is I think Smite 2 is like totally free. At least the last time I played it, it was. Yeah, see, it's totally free. There was Bellona. Bellona's always like the one guy. Bellona's kind of like the spokesperson for Smite. Like, she really is. She's like the god that always kind of is really in a lot of the videos that really promote the game. She just always is. I don't know why, but look at the fucking doing the fucking rallying flag. Boom.
The thrill of battle. This is what gods live for.
Oh, that chick's good too. She's actually fun to play. You can see the graphics are really updated, and they look pretty nice. I did play this one, and I played the beta, and it was fun. But I hadn't played in obviously like, I don't know, like 4 years or something, or 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer. I felt like the movement didn't feel as good. For some reason, I felt like the movement in the game didn't feel quite as smooth as it had in the first game, even though the graphics looked like way better. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so Zelch, I tried to play the Burning Crusade, and I couldn't do it, man. Just doing the quests, it's just like, I can't do those quests again. They're so shitty. And you can't, like, trying to get into like a dungeon at level 60, no one would invite me. Like, there's literally like everybody's doing dungeon runs. Like, if you go into looking for group, there's so many people forming groups for like Hellfire Ramparts, but every time I message any of them saying, "Yeah, I'll do a group, I'll do the group," they just don't even invite you. And I think it's just because they're gatekeeping your level. They're like, "Oh, you're only level 60." I think they're literally trying to pull people into these groups that are like level 62 or something, or 61 or 62. I don't know, but or maybe they don't want hunters. Maybe they're like looking for cleaves, like warriors and warlocks and mages. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, I mean, I tried to get into like 5 different groups. I was completely ignored every single time. And then I just spammed in looking for groups saying, "Hey, Hunter looking for group ramps." I spammed that like 3, 4, 5 times, nothing. So absolutely, completely ignored. So completely ignored. But honestly, the thing is, Zelch, I like action combat so much more. WoW does, I've played most of the games after I kind of quit playing WoW that I've played or more action-based combat games. If you look at, the games that I've been playing, like Ashes of Creation, Guild Wars 2, these games have more of an action-based combat system. New World, same thing. People worried about boosted tunes that play like dog shit. Well, how would you know if someone's boosted though? You know what I mean? How do you know if someone's boosted? But yeah, I see. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying though. Maybe if they're like level 60, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm running around in pretty much full like rank 14 gear almost. But yeah, this recent review is mixed. Oh, Lord of the Rings. I don't know. What is this? Oh fuck, I don't know. Ash Creation, dead. Path of Exile and Land now. Thank you. Albion was the other one I was thinking of that is isometric that actually seems to have done pretty well. Albion Online. I wonder what. Let's look at the Steam charts on that. I'm kind of curious what the Steam charts look like. Pretty consistent. Okay, so Albion Online, 11,000. Really dropped down here for some reason. Although November 25, I don't know. But then, kind of here like 12,000, 12,000, 13,000, 13,000. But then, yeah, 12,000. Pretty consistent. Starting to go to drop a little bit. What about, I think Lost Ark's pretty much died, hasn't it? Lost Ark. And 17,000, 13,000. I thought Lost Ark was like mostly like bots anymore. 14,000, 17,000, 13,000. Yeah. Well, the problem with the TBC, Zelch, is, I mean, my favorite playstyle nowadays, my favorite playstyle Zelch is a bruiser. My favorite playstyle is like a tanky bruiser kind of playstyle. That's what I enjoy the most. So I don't really know if I can do that in TBC. Like, I don't know if Protection Warrior would do it. I don't know how Protection Paladin would do it. I know Protection Paladin and Wrath of Lich King actually is really good, but I don't know if I could do that in. I honestly don't know if that's even exists in TBC. I felt like Survival Hunter was a pretty decent bruiser, but I'd have to. The problem, what's really stopping me from playing, really, TBC is just the leveling. I just really not looking. I mean, I'm not having fun doing the leveling. It's just not fun. I'm not in a guild. I don't really have any friends. It's you know. Not a big fan of Sarthe, but he does know the game fairly well.
This is going to be the ultimate. You're bringing 3% damage for your whole group. You also want the crit from.
No, I can't deal with his way he does it. Earpugs knows what he's talking about. Earpugs knows, he knows PvP.
What is going on, guys? This is Earpugs, and in this video we are going to be covering the Season 1 The Burning Crusade PvP tier list. Now,
I bet you it's going to be Warlock and Rogue is going to be up there in S tier, I guarantee it.
This is going to be covering for 2v2 primarily, while also including very strong situational
Affliction.
specialization.
It's got to be A or S.
Some of the problems that Affliction Lock runs into, for anybody who doesn't know, is that you don't have Soul Link for the Affliction Lock. And this causes a situation where you need to be offensive to be safe. Because if you're not offensive, then you're just going to get run over, right?
I think, Zelch, I think I could possibly have fun in TBC if I played another character, but man, here's the problem, man. I'd have to boost because if I don't have anybody that's very high level, right? And I'd have to boost somebody, and I don't really want to pay the money for a boost because it's just too expensive. And I don't want to like level somebody who's like level 20 right now because that's not going to be something I'm going to want to do. So I'm kind of screwed. Now, I might, and I don't think they would let me transfer a character over. Would they let me transfer? I don't think they would let me transfer a character to the server. Since it's just released, they probably don't allow that. I'm pretty sure they probably would not allow you. I mean, yeah, I would imagine they won't allow you to transfer characters. You know what I mean? Do you think they would let? Can you transfer like a 60? I mean, not like a past 60, but maybe they. Maybe I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, you still have to level from 60 to 70, so why wouldn't they? Because I might have a character transfer on my account. I don't have a portal in this. I don't remember
expansion.
If I do. Why is
no
this?
Soul Link. So not only are you.
I don't remember if I do. No transfers. Okay, yeah. So if you look, I'll show you what characters I have on that server. But yeah, the hunter. I'm not really feeling the hunter. I mean, I think it's not that I'm not feeling the hunter. I mean, I'm kind of not feeling the hunter, to be honest. But also, it's just the leveling. I'm not really enjoying the leveling. What is this? What is it downloading? What is it installing? What is it install? Oh, what the fuck is it installing? Pre-release content for what? For retail? Update available for WoW Classic Beta. No, I don't want that. What is it? World of Warcraft. No, we don't want this. I think it's trying to install shit for it's trying to install shit for fucking Midnight. We don't need that. I'm running Midnight on my other account. Like, this is my TBC account. My other account is actually the one that I'm running Midnight on. So yeah, so here's what we've got. We've only got 3 characters right now that are viable. These are all bankers. Banker, 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 banker. You know me, I love my bankers. I have a lot of fucking bankers. We've got the Paladin, who's level 42. So this is the closest one to 60. We got the Survival Hunter. And then we've got my Priest. So I don't think Paladin's good in TBC. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let's find out. I don't think it is. I think it's
pretty squishy,
garbage.
But you also have problems with mobility since you have nowhere to go. Specifically in Season 1, I'm going to put Affliction into the C tier for those 2 primary reasons. Also, Affliction locks in general always have a tough time dealing with warriors, and warriors are super prevalent in the Burning Crusade, as well as rogues being prevalent. So since warriors are so prevalent, rogues are so prevalent, and both of them do such a great job into you, especially before you get spell power, before you get haste, before you get resil, before you get all your health. For all these reasons, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the C tier. You do, of course, have Unstable Affliction, which does a lot of damage if you can get it out, but it's not enough in Season 1 specifically to put you above viable. Another nice thing you also get as Affliction Warlock is Instant Howl. Moving up next, we have the SLSL Warlock. Now, this is
S tier. This has got to be S tier.
Extremely strong spec, seeing as you do get Soul Link. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a hybrid spec that goes between Affliction and Demonology, enough to get you Soul Link as well as getting you Siphon Life.
He's going to put it S tier.
Is very, very strong. All of
A?
Burning Crusade, and Season 1 is no exception to this. You are a very
A tier.
tanky, very high control class with the most spread pressure in the entire game, seeing as all 3 of your dots are instant. So you have Siphon Life, Curse of Agony, and Corruption, all instant. You never need to cast to get those out. So
it's too bad I could never really get into Warlock, because that sounds like that would be a really fun class, because the spells are instant, instant dots, man. Spread pressure. That seems like that'd be like really fun.
Times that you're going to be casting as this class is if you're looking to finish a kill with Searing Pain or Incinerate or Immolate, or if you're casting a Fear. Because of those reasons, a lot of the time you're able to just dot and rot. You can literally just put dots on every target in most situations, and you'll eventually rot them to death, seeing as mana is such a big problem in the Burning Crusade, especially in Season 1, before people even get Earring and they all have Bangle. You are very tanky thanks to Soul Link. One of the reasons Soul Link is so strong in the Burning Crusade is because Resilience doesn't actually affect any of your baseline damage reduction. It only affects dots and crits. So if a rogue is hemorrhaging you and they're not critting, whether you have 1,000 Resil or 0 Resil, it's the same number. However, Soul Link is a flat damage reduction of 20% for every type of damage you could possibly take, which is absolutely monumental for obvious reasons. Moving past that, obviously, you have Death Toil, you've got all your normal Warlock abilities, you don't have Portal, as I mentioned previously, but you are a very, very strong specialization and definitely belong in the A tier in Season 1. Up next, we have Destruction Warlock. Now, Destro Warlock is
I do like
actually
Destruction.
viable in the Burning Crusade. There is people who have gotten rank 1 with it in TBC, and Destro is in an okay place in TBC. It is missing quite a lot of its kit compared to Wrath of the Lich King. So, to compare Destro to Wrath is pretty unfair.
He's going to put it in the B tier?
You do have Shadow Fury, but you don't have Chaos Bolt. Most of your damage is on Conflag. However, you do not get Soul Link as Destruction, just like
Let's go
Affliction, because you have to
to...
go all the way down in Affliction, and you have to go all the way down in Destruction to get Shadow Fury and get Unstable Affliction.
Let's go to Fury
As
Prot
for
Warrior.
Warlock in-
Right here.
Up next, we have the Fury Warrior. Now, the Fury Warrior is just worse than Arms in pretty much every way. Not a lot to talk about here. You have no Mortal Strike. You do have, I think you may even have that proc Mortal Strike thing, but it's nothing to talk about here. Arms is just better in virtually every single way. So for that reason, it goes into off meta. Same exact thing with the Prot Warrior here. Prot Warrior is going to go into off meta. Arms is just 10 times better than Fury and Prot. You'll never see a Prot or a Fury at high rating in TBC for those reasons. Moving on to the Broccoli Man. We are now covering the Broccoli, which is the Restoration Druid, who doesn't always play Broccoli spec, but sometimes they do. Resto Druid is arguably one of the strongest healers in the Burning Crusade Sting, which is very strong.
Let's see what he
when you
says
don't
about
have
survival.
an Abolish, but a lot of teams have an Abolish, right? Because their Shamans have Abolish, Paladins have Abolish, and Druids have Abolish for poisons. So the only team that you're going to be able to actually get Wyverns off into that doesn't have an Abolish is Priest teams, which there is a lot of, and of course Rogue Mage and Double DPS, etc. Honestly, Survival and Marks, they have very, very similar playstyles in terms of what they can do, what they're capable of, etc. And honestly, I'm not educated enough on Season 1 versus 4 Hunter, Marks versus Survival in TBC. I'm just not educated enough on these specific specializations to give you a super high level input and say that, oh no, in Season 1, Marks is 10 times better than Survival, because I've fought both of them, and honestly, they're both very strong. I think Marks is better for sure, but Survival's still very strong, and since this is a Season 1 tier list, I can't tell you with a straight face that I know that Marks in Season 1 is better than Survival in Season 1, because I just don't. I just know that they're both strong and capable classes with a very similar playstyle, and for that reason, they're going to go into the B tier above BM. Up next, we have a terrible, terrible specialization, probably the worst spec in the whole game. We have
S tier.
Sub-Rogue, especially in
Sub-Rogue.
Season 1. This class is so bad, guys. Oh my god, is it bad. As you can guess, it is not bad.
It's S tier.
Sub-Rogue is insane in the Burning Crusade, arguably the best class in the game for almost every season, and Season 1 is no exception to this. In my opinion, the Season 1 Rogue is so powerful for such a multitude of reasons. One of the hardest things for rogues to deal with, especially later on in the seasons, is Resto Druids and Mages. And in Season 1...
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about him saying that is I was just saying earlier today, I played Disc in TBC, and I probably did like 3,000 arena matches in Season 1 and Season 2. Probably arena into Burning Crusade in the original, back in 2008. And I was so good on my Disc Priest that I would duel rogues, and these probably weren't very good rogues, I guess, but I would duel rogues, and 9 times out of 10, I won those duels, right? Once you get the thing with rogues is rogues are really strong, but once you get like a ton of resilience, like when you max out your resilience on like some of your caster classes, especially the ones that are like a disc priest that's a healer, you can actually withstand the damage of a rogue. You've got to make sure because plus like you got to make sure you're gonna get your pain suppress off right. You've got to keep up. The one thing is the night elf has an advantage. The night elf has star shards, so when you get off of fear, that really helps because when you get off of fear on the rogue, all you need is a split second to get your Shadow Word Pain and your Star Shards on them, and that's 2 dots that are doing damage. And then you can throw in, like, if you want, you can throw in, like, another, a Smite or whatever you have that you may want to do. If you can pull off, like a Holy Fire, that would be really good, for things, because it is pretty hard. But yeah, I really feel like the Night Elf can definitely take. I was taking out rogues in duels, but not until you got all your resilience online. Before you had resilience, rogues would just absolutely shred you.
Resto Druids and Mages are good, but they're not Giga like they are later. On top of that, Rogue has a very high amount of base damage, and Rogue also does not really benefit from health and resils later on in the expansion because you're going to be wearing so much PvE gear every single season. Season
PvE.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're wearing...
I don't like it when you have to do PvE to get the best PvP gear. I hate that shit. It's like, the best PvP trinket is a PvE trinket. I'm like, because then it's like you've got to now you're thinking, I've got to go run some stupid raid over and over again, hoping I can get this one trinket, And it's like if you're like someone who doesn't really like to raid, that is not fun.
So many PvE off parts, it's insane. So you're never really that tanky as a sub-rogue. Even a Season 4 sub-rogue is pretty squishy. They're pretty easy to kill. So the whole I'm squishy argument in Season 1 almost doesn't apply to them because their playstyle never changes. They're living off evasion. They're living off Cloak of Shadows. They're utilizing their Shadow Step to get away. They're using their sprints. They're gouging the target to slow them down. They have stuns. They have blind. They have all these different tools to keep them alive, and none of them involve resil or health. It's a very control-based melee. And for all of these reasons, I'm going to put Rogue into the S tier for Season 1. Up next is Assassination, aka Mutilate. And Mutilate is in a weird spot in TBC. It's the same boat as the Wrath of Lich King pretty much, where you don't have Shadow Step, but you have a lot of damage if you have uptime on a target. So this makes it a very rock, paper, scissors class. If you have a priest on the other team and you're not going to get peeled off their priest, you'll 100% just run that priest down and kill him. But if you fight a team with an Abolish, if you fight a warrior, if you fight a BM hunter, if you fight a sub-rogue even, if you fight a lot of different classes and specializations, Frost Mage, you're going to be kited all the time, you have no Shadow Step, you have almost no mobility, and you're just overall much weaker than sub is by a pretty wide margin. I don't even know if I'd put it into viable, to be honest, because I just don't think that you would ever play this at a high level. So I'm going to put it into the off-meta specialization just for that reason. You would never see an assassination rogue at high rating. The only way they could get there is if they knew what they were fighting and they sniped their way up the ladder. There's just too many mages, and you just have no answer for Frost Nova. You have no Shadow Step. You have no answer for so many different comps. Up next we have Combat. Kind of same situation as Assassination, even worse than Assassination, honestly. Combat is just not good. Up next...
Now let's go to the class that I played in the original TBC all through the arena season, the Disc Priest. Let's see what he says. Disc Priest I think is very strong in TBC. Let's see what Earpig says.
Discipline Priest.
Very strong.
This class is an interesting one. Now keep in mind that this is a Season 1 tier list. One thing that's really important to understand about the Discipline Priest is that most of its healing and power comes from offensive purges, instant cast spells like Prayer of Mending and Renew, and of course their Power Word Shield, right?
Yep,
now,
it's instant
Power Word
cast.
Shield has very high base stats in TBC, just like...
Yeah, the other thing, though, with the Priest is mana can be a problem with the Disc Priest, and like the problem with Disc, you don't have great mobility. So you can get trained pretty good on a Disc Priest. So you have to have a partner in twos who can peel you. That's why Rogue Priest is so good in TBC, because the sub-rogue has so much peel potential. So
Wrath of Lich King. And it's the same situation where in Season 1, you have very strong shields. And Power Word Shield actually doesn't scale in TBC very much at all, just like Wrath of Lich King. So in Season 1, not only do you have a very strong shield, you are also paired with extremely high damage, because Disc Priests have a very high amount of base damage. This creates a situation where the Disc Priest has Fear, Mind Control, offensive purge with double purge, by the way, as well as having double
Yep.
magic dispel for their team,
Yep.
abolish disease,
Yep.
mind blast, death, dots as well, and if you're a dwarf, they have stone form, desperate prayer, and chastise. All of these things together in season 1 specifically puts Disc Priest into the
S tier.
for
All
sure.
right.
In my opinion, it is the only season where Disc Priest is above Resto Druid, but for sure in season 1 specifically, Disc Priest is stronger than Resto Druid for all of the reasons that I just listed. You have a great amount of offensive pressure, your shields are super strong, fear is super high value, and Desperate Prayer has a large amount of healing as well in season 1 since it has a high amount of base healing. That's pretty much all there is about Disc Priest. Super strong early season. This is season 1, of course, remember, guys, so this is not season 4 or an overall tier list. Up next, we have the Holy Priest. I have deadass no clue why you would ever play this. It's worse than Disc in every regard.
The spell's really strong,
You
yeah.
would just never play it. It's just worse than Disc.
Yeah,
Like,
Mass
and
Dispel.
board of
Mass
it's
Dispel
worse
is
than
so
Disc.
good.
There's not a single reason you'd play it. Up next is Shadow. Shadow is actually in a weird position in TBC.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
right? Shadow
okay.
Priest is viable.
Shadow's okay.
And the thing about Shadow Priest is that it's
Squishy.
really not that
It's kinda
different
squishy.
from Disc, right? The only difference is that Discipline has pain suppression, Shadow Priest has silence, and even some Disc specs can go with no PS and take silence. And then, of course, you have Vampiric Touch on the Shadow Priest. But Vampiric Touch is pretty nerfed, right? Because Vampiric Touch does not do damage when you dispel it in the Burning Crusade, which is a big mechanic they added in Wrath.
Wow.
On top of that, VT doesn't hit that hard.
Wow.
One of the only comps you're going to play is Shadow Priest Rogue, which
Yep.
is just, in
Yep.
my opinion, a worse version of Disc Rogue, because you play it almost the same, with a little exception that you're going to be a little bit more aggressive as the Shadow Priest version. This is a Season 1 tier list, keep in mind, guys, and Warriors absolutely incinerate Shadow Priest in Season 1.
Yeah, they're not
Rogues
they're too
demolish
squishy.
Shadow Priest
They're
in
too
Season 1.
squishy.
It's just not in a great position.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the resil it needs. It doesn't have the stamina it needs. It does have high base stats like Disc Priest does, but the things that make Disc strong is almost the same things that make Shadow weak in TBC. Because Disc can do a lot of damage. Disc can do great off heals because they're a healer. Disc has the same exact toolkit almost as Shadow, with the addition of pain suppression, of course. So for all those reasons, Shadow Priest is going to go into the bottom of viable. This is Season 1, of course. I think there's an argument maybe in Season 4 or later seasons that you could put it up maybe one tick to play Shadow Priest Mage, but even then, it's not in a great position in TBC. It is viable. It's not unplayable. You will fight Shadow Priest for sure, but it's not super strong. It is not Wrath of the Lich King Shadow Priest. Like, if you've played Wrath of the Lich King Shadow Priest, especially Season 7, 8, that is like, I would say 3 times stronger than TBC Shadow Priest for sure. So with all that being said, it's going to go into the bottom of the viable tier. It is viable, but I think it's just viable. That's about all it is. Okay, up next is a really weird one. Okay, we have the Resto Shaman. Okay, Resto Shaman's in a weird place in TBC for like a lot of reasons, right? It has a lot of offensive pressure. It does do some for sure. Up next is the Retribution Paladin for Season 1. Now, the Ret Paladin in TBC is very, very strong, honestly. I don't think that Ret Paladin is ever bad, honestly. Mainly because you play Ret Arsham, right? These two classes right here are the ones that go together. There are other stuff. You can play Ret Rogue. Ret Rogue is actually pretty decent. You could even play Ret Rogue Priest
Ret
in
Warrior.
3s as well.
It's
You can
pretty
also
good.
play Ret Warrior Arsham in 3s. So in Season 1, it is very good. Your primary playstyle is going to be with an Arsham. You have the Wind Fury. For anyone who doesn't know, the primary playstyle of TBC Retribution Paladin is called Seal Twisting, right? So you're going to utilize your seals. You're going to watch your swing bar at the bottom with your add-on or whatever.
Which is so garbage. I hate seal twisting is such an annoying mechanic.
And then you're going to seal twist right when you...
It's like sweaty and shit, and it does work, but it's kind of not the most fun thing to have to constantly monitor.
You get your auto, you get the chance to do this big proc that combines with Wind Fury and truly can one-shot a target. If you line up your Seal Twist with a Wind Fury proc and you have everything going for you with wings especially, I am not kidding, you could literally 100 to 0 any target in the game. So if there's a priest that has no trinket...
That would be pretty cool, though. I've never actually done that. I've never played with a shaman, like a Resto Shaman on Ret. Like, I never really played Ret that much until, like, really Kata, because Ret is at its best in Kata. In Kata, Ret is like God mode. Like, they're so strong. So, but I've never played Ret with the Wind Fury, which would be really interesting. I'd love to see that, those types of massive procs.
and you walk over to them, you hodge them, you press wings, you get all the buffs, you get bloodlust, you get every CD. You can.
The problem with that, what he's saying, the problem with that I've always found with red is once the wings go up, instantly you're going to get feared. Instantly you're going to get dispelled. You're going to get. I mean, people are going. It's so obvious that your damage window's coming up that you just get instantly trained. Or the only way you can kind of, I mean, you have to set it up obviously. Like if you can fear or stun somebody and their trinkets on cooldown. I mean, you've got to somehow ensure that you can actually do damage during that window, which isn't always easy to do.
100-0 that priest in
You boost Jab and you boost the Pally.
Will die 100-0. And for that reason, it is definitely strong. I don't believe that Ret Paladin would be in the very strong tier, but it would be in the strong tier for sure. It is a relatively niche spec in terms of what you can play with it, right? You can only play a handful of comps, but that's kind of how TBC is in general. TBC is not really a comp variety expansion. With all that being said, it is definitely a strong class. I would actually put Arsham above BM for sure, and I'd put Arsham above Feral. So I'd probably put it somewhere in this, like B in the solid tier. You could even put it above Warrior in Season 1, honestly.
Wow.
It's pretty freaking good. It's really quite good in Season 1. And in general, it's just an overall roundabout strong specialization, so that's why it's going to go into this B solid specialization. Up next, we have the Protection Paladin.
Oh, wait a minute.
TBC is
wait a minute.
completely unviable. Start to finish.
Oh,
3,
no.
So for that
Completely
reason,
unviable.
boom, off meta it is.
No.
Up next, we have the Holy Pally. Holy Pally is in a weird position, right? In the Burning Crusade, right? You have Holy Shock. You have Flash of Light. You don't have Divine Sacrifice.
The way he said it, I had like a little glimmer of hope the way he said it. You know, the way he started, I'm like, wait a minute.
Up next, we have the Protection Paladin.
Like, he totally like fooled me. He's like, the Protection Paladin. He throws up the S tier. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe he's going to put it in like the B tier or something. And he's like, oh, it's completely unviable. It's dog shit.
In TBC, it's completely unviable. Start to finish, Season 1 through 3, 4. So for that reason, boom, off meta it is. Up next, we have the Holy Pally. Holy Pally is in a weird position, right? In the Burning Crusade, right? You have Holy Shock. You have Flash of Light. You don't have Divine Sacrifice. Your Hand of Sacrifice is a 30-second CD. You're very susceptible to tongues. You're forced to cast a lot. You don't get instant Flash of Light procs. You do have Bubble. You do have Freedom. You do have Hodge. You do have Wings. So it is a playable specialization, but this is a Season 1 tier list, remember. So since this is a Season 1 tier list, I would probably put it at like the top of viable, probably. SLSL Warlock, Frost Mage, Wrestler.
So interesting. Not that many. You know what's interesting about this tier list is usually when you see tier lists, like you want to see a lot more classes in the A tier. Like I do. I like to see that because I feel like there's more flexibility. But there's not a lot. I mean, there's just 5 classes above B, which is but I think it's accurate. I think it's pretty. I was a little surprised by the Warrior. I mean, I felt like when I played TBC back in 2008. We ran into a lot of Warrior Druid teams, Arms Warrior, Resto Druid. And I remember Warriors being pretty damn tough. I mean, they hit hard. And I definitely never thought of them as being, like, weak. So I'm surprised they're not considered very strong. But Earplugs, like I said, he knows what he's talking about. He's played tons and tons of, private servers. And he's been through these iterations of TBC multiple times. So he's got a lot of experience in PvP. But it's just funny that when I played Burning Crusade originally back in 2008, and it was the first time we ever had arena, right? And I just happened to have a priest who was a disc priest, and my partner was a rogue. So we just happened to come together. We had no idea that our classes were so good, but my team that I played all through TBC was a disc priest rogue and sub rogue, and we ended up being around 1800 or 1900. It was the first time I'd ever done arena. And so I ended up being getting the rank of I think the rank I got for the season was I didn't get 2000. We ended up being right around 1900. But the title I got, the rank I got was rival. I was given the rival rank. I don't really remember what rival is, like top 10% on the server or something. But I don't know. Or in the battle group maybe. Even season 1 disc can 1v1 warriors. Yeah, like I definitely know that my disc could 1v1 rogues and win a lot of those fights. So, which was pretty unbelievable. And I know that our strategy, whenever we had what worked best for us, when we struggled with Warrior Resto initially was that we were too passive. And what we figured out that worked against Warrior Resto was to blow up the Warrior as fast as we possibly could. So we would sap the Druid, and we would immediately, both of us, go all out on the Warriors, do as much damage as possible. And as soon as the Druid came out of the sap, I would fear them, and then when they came out of the fear, he would blind them. And if I had to come out of the blind, I would mind control. And that was usually what we did. And in most cases, if we got the rotation off correctly, we got a lot of, we won a lot of games. And we just called it blow up the Warrior strat. And that, at first we went with our more standard strat where we kind of go after the healer, maybe switch targets, kind of rotate back and forth, look for a weakness, but that never really, if you're going after the Druid, never worked, It never worked. So he always just ran away. A good Druid was always able to get away. So we figured out just blowing up the Warrior was the best strat, but because Warriors aren't really that tanky in TBC, They're not like super squishy, but they're not really tanky. Anyway, so I don't know, like I would love to play Arena in TBC, but I've got to get past my aversion to how much I don't like leveling through TBC anymore. You know what I mean? So, and I don't really want to pay a bunch of money to boost another character. So my options are just to keep playing my Hunter, who is level 60. Who's about halfway to 61. Or I could boost a character. I just really don't want to spend the money. But I could boost a character. And if I did boost a character, who would I boost? Zelch, who would I actually boost? I like Disc Priest, so I'm not sure that I want to go through a whole season of playing just Disc. I wish there was a Bruiser class. I really don't. I think the only one that would be even close to being a Bruiser probably would be the Retribution Paladin. I'm just not very good at Warlocks, and I don't know how to play a SLSL Warlock. Every time I've tried to play Warlocks, I always end up not liking them for some reason. They always fun for like 20 levels, and then I get to a point where I'm just like, I don't enjoy them that much. I don't like managing the pets, and there's just, I feel like I get trained, and I'm just not very good at them, I guess. Maybe that's the real reason, but I just never seem to be able. I've tried so many times to play Warlock. I always end up just not liking it or not being good at it. I don't know if it's a combination of both those things or if I just don't like the class. I don't know. So. Honestly, if you really had to put a gun to my head and say which one do you think you would enjoy the most, I probably would say Disc Priest. Just because I know the class, I'm good at the class, and I like the fact that Disc is strong. It's very strong. And it's a good class. It's very good. The Hunter's good, but I think the Hunter's a lot more niche, and I think I would have to get the right gear set up, and I'd have to really kind of figure it out, like what's going to work best for the Hunter, because I'm definitely want to do survival. I'm not going to run marksman, but I'd have to like really figure out like how am I going to approach this class, what gear am I going to get, so they're. But I just don't want to boost, man. The boosts are so bloody expensive. It's like Blizzard fucks everybody with these boosts, man. It's like a boost should be like $20, right? I'm being serious. Like them charging more than $20 for a boost is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. Where they charge like $60 or some ridiculous amount. That's just $60 is a shit ton of money, right? It's just God, fuck me.
Super strong.
Like
classes.
Like let's see. Here shop, right? So level 58 character with 60. This is like so like such a kick to your gonads. You know what I mean? What about a Boomy? I've never played a Boomy in my life, and I don't like the chicken. And I don't. What did he say? Did he even say that Boomy? I think he's. Where did Boomy even fall? I gotta remember what the icon for Boomy is. This is Resto. This is Feral. This is Elemental Shaman, right? I don't know what this is. Enhancement Shaman? And Resto Shaman, or whatever they're called. Where is Boomy in this list? I don't even know what this is. This is the SL lock. Okay, that's Hunter. Yeah, here's the chicken right here. He's got it in the D tier, so it's garbage, right? He's got the chicken down here, right? It's totally off meta. Yeah. I mean, I think I just have to like. I think I just need to suck it up and just level the hunter. You know, I don't know. I don't know. The hunter, like, I don't know, man. But I think from a PvP perspective, I probably would have more fun with the priest. Rogue is really good, but the rogue playstyle is so like. I don't like rogue in battlegrounds as much, and I'll tell you why. And I've said this before. I love rogues. Rogues are super fun, but rogues in battlegrounds, and I love battlegrounds. Rogues in battlegrounds, you spend a lot of time being stealthed. You like are stealthing around. A lot of times you'll be like trying to stealth cap nodes. A lot of times you'll be sitting at a node stealth, trying to bait people to try to take the node, then you take them out. So there's a lot of downtime on a rogue. Whereas if you're like a healer or like a bruiser, like a warrior or something, really you're going to be a lot more active. You're gonna have a lot more like, you know, if I'm a disc priest, I'm always want to be where the action is. I'm going to try to wherever's the biggest team fight, that's where I need to be because I'm going to give my teams, you know, support, you know, heals and shields and, you know, all kinds of stuff that's going to help them. So that it's just a lot more there's a lot more activity. You're actually engaged in actually playing your character a lot more often. Whereas with the rogue, a lot of times there's just a lot of downtime. That's the part I don't like. Like the rogue is super fun if you're actually fighting and like again, I think my favorite type of PvP character, and this has changed throughout the years. When I first played at MMOs, my favorite character was like Casters. You know, I liked Casters because I felt like I didn't know how to play melee very well, and I felt like if I stand at a distance and just blow people with big bombs, you know, that was the way to go. You know, but then as I started getting better and understanding, you know, getting better with MMOs and getting better with melee, and then I started wanting to be in the fray. I wanted to be in the combat, you know, and that's the way I am still. My favorite playstyle is to be right in the mix of everything, and that's why I like the bruisers, the classes that can get in there and kind of be disruptive, and you know that's why I like the protection paladin. Wrath of the Lich King is so much fun because you can just jump right into the fray and like you can like stun people and do a lot of damage, and it's actually quite fun. But I think the survival hunter has it is fun too in battlegrounds because you do have the traps. You know, your traps do a lot of damage. You have a lot of, you know, you can root people with your traps. So there's a lot of stuff you can do from a utility point of view. And as far as arena though, I don't think that it's going to be as good, you know. Anyways, it would be nice to do the priest, but if I'm going to do the priest, I'd have to boost. There ain't no way I'm going to level 25 to 60. You know, that's like pretty much we'd have to boost. So anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Probably just play the hunter because I don't want to pay the $60. I do not want to play. I already paid the $60 just to get the boost of the hunter, right? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I'll sleep on it, but I don't know. I mean, I wanted to play both. I said earlier today that in TBC, I kind of wanted to play the priest and the hunter both in TBC, right? And I think the hunter will be really fun once I get. I think the thing with the hunter. Here's the thing with the hunter. The other thing with the hunter that is I kind of wanted to go jewel crafting, right? Because we have jewel crafting in TBC, don't we? I kind of want to go to jewel crafting because to me, if I'm going to build a class to be like a bruiser, and I do think the survival hunter can almost be a little bit of a bruiser, but to do that, the best way to do that is to probably go jewel crafting because that way we get the extra resilience. Because if we go jewel crafting, we can get the big gems, right? You can socket, I think, 1 or maybe 2 of the bigger gems that only jewel crafters can make, right? And that's going to give you a little bit more resilience. And I do think that to play the hunter the way I want to, I think that's definitely the way to go. I don't know if we have. Do we have the sockets? Do we have the blacksmithing sockets in TBC? I don't think we do we? Because if you pair jewel crafting with blacksmithing, then you can get the extra sockets, right, on your gear, right? You can get the extra belt socket, I think, in the and what is it, the bracer socket or something? But I don't know if that's in TBC. I think that might be Wrath of the Lich King. So. Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King. So, but in Wrath of the Lich King, I would definitely, if I was going to really make my bruiser hunter, I would definitely go jewel crafting blacksmithing. And then I would have to play, 2 characters because or I'd have to buy all the regions, but I would have to, have a character that's a miner, a miner and herbalist, right? So that she could get all the materials I need for the blacksmithing and the not an herbalist. It was, what did I say? I said blacksmithing and jewel crafting. Yeah, it would just be a miner. You just need a miner. So, but the priest, I think. Let me check my priest professions. I can't remember. I think my priest. I'm assuming my priest is an enchanter. I almost always make a priest like tailor enchanter. Right. It's pretty much almost always how I do it. Yeah, chanting tailoring and and very low, very low level. Where's the paladin? I fucking hate detail. Details has too much garbage in it. It's like overkill. I've always found details to be overkill. The Flurry Axe? The pink hammer. I like how this hammer is like pink. The priest? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, she's got the. I bet you it's got like fucking spell power on it. And look, and this character is herbalism 222, mining 92. Interesting. Yeah. She found this piece of wood and this piece of wood like lying in the forest with a nail in it, and she just picked it up, man. I just found a piece of wood in the forest, picked it up, and thought it'd make a good priest weapon. It just happens to have it's a white mace with plus 22 intellect on it. There you go, man. Plus 22 intellect club. Yeah, so she's probably got some decent gear. Look, thin cloth bracers, plus 7 intellect. The Keller's girdle. Shimmering trousers of healing, plus 15 healing. Yeah. I'll sleep on it. But I have to go to my. I won't be able to play it tomorrow because I'll be because I'm at my the mother-in-law's. My wife's mom had a stroke, and so my wife's been living with her mom, taking care of her because she's pretty much bedridden, can't really walk, can't really talk that well, and can't really feed herself. So my wife is literally living with her mom and taking care of her. So I go over there every Saturday, and then she tries to get back in here, stay with me, but she can't always, unfortunately. She was here last weekend for about 3 or 4 days, but we don't know yet when she's going to be able to come back home again. She needs someone to spell her, someone to come and take over the taking care of her mom so that she can come home. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be heading over to spend the day with my wife, and then coming back tomorrow night. Obviously, I got the dog here, so I've got to let the dog out. Feed the dog, feed the cats. But I'll be playing. I'll be playing I just have to figure out what to do, Zelch. I mean, here's the thing. I don't really enjoy leveling, doing the questing. I just don't enjoy that in WoW anymore. Mostly because I've done them all the quests before. So playing the priest we'd have one benefit with the priest is that we'd be able to just heal our way through a lot of dungeons. So that would be one benefit. The one thing that kind of sucks is that her professions are so low level. Like, they're very low level. 113 to 56 is low. But I do think, we do, like I said, I've got my bankers, so I probably have some materials. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I know I've got another enchanter. The nice thing about vanilla is there's no, you don't have to be level 5 to pick up enchanting. And I think in vanilla, any enchanter can disenchant anything. There's no, like, they don't have that, like, limit. But you can see here, we do have, on my banker for cloth, we've got quite a bit of cloth here. I mean, we actually have some enchanting materials too. Yeah, hey Jim, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been really busy. The reason I haven't streamed much, to be honest, is man, we need some bags. It looks like, but we got quite a bit of cloth here. So and quite a bit of this is where all my alchemy recipes are. Shit, I didn't know I had all these. Oh man, because these need to go to my hunter, who's an alchemist. I did not know I had these over here. Let's see. I know I don't have the mongoose, or I don't think any of these. Let's just send all of these, and then I need to send that. And do we have any mage weave? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if I want to play TBC, I'm gonna play. I think I'm pretty much locked into those two characters. I'm either gonna play the hunter or the priest or both. So, well, yeah. Well, the thing is with the priest, I don't like with the hunter. I spent most of the night last night just leveling up the hunter's herbalism because it literally was 150. I wasn't gonna play TBC. I wasn't even gonna play TBC. I tried playing retail WoW and for midnight, and I was playing Ashes of Creation. But then once Ashes of Creation got shut down, then I kind of was what am I gonna play? So I came back to TBC, but I wasn't prepared. I wasn't really ready. For TBC. I did at least get my character some gear. We got the rank 14 gear, but her herbalism skill was 150. So there's no way I was going to level through, the Outlands with 150 herbalism. So I had to spend the time to get that up to 300, which I did. It's over 300 now. So. Yeah, color was a little bit too vibrant.
Well met. Be careful.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think but I mean, I've already got this character set up with alchemy, so she's not optimized. Like, if I want to spec the survival hunter to be like a bruiser, I think she needs to be jewel crafting. So that kind of sucks because she's not, So, Yeah, it is what it is, right? We could always create another hunter, but then we'd have to level that hunter up. You know what I mean? I hate dumping like a character's professions when they're like, 300, over 300. You know, I had that in the original vanilla WoW, because in original vanilla WoW before TBC came out back in 2006, 2007, I already had max level characters. Like a lot of people didn't have level 60s when TBC came out. I had like 3 or 4 level 60s. I had a level 60 rogue, I had a level 60 warrior, I had a level 60 priest, level 60. I think my hunter was not level 60 though. No, my hunter was 60. I had a 60 hunter priest, and I think I had a 60 rogue. I don't think my warrior was 60, but my warrior was pretty close. And then in TBC, I actually, because remember, we didn't have dual spec. And I didn't want to, like, it was too expensive back then. No one had any gold because people weren't buying gold back then. People weren't, like, buying gold, Not that I'm buying a bunch of gold, but I mean, it was harder to get money, right? To get, you didn't know how to, like, make money. Like, you hadn't min-maxed the game to the point where you really understood, like, what are ways to make money. So it was too expensive to like respec back and forth all the time. You just didn't have that kind of money. So what people did, which is what I did, is you just roll a new character. So I actually had a survival hunter, and I had a BM hunter, right? I had 2 different hunters. I had 2 different rogues. So at one point on my account, I think I had like 2 rogues, 2 hunters, and 2 warriors. I had a fury warrior, protection warrior. Actually, that's not true. I didn't have 2 rogues. I did have 2 rogues, but that was much later. But I did have 2 hunters, one was BM and one was survival. But yeah, I am gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep on it a little bit. Try to figure out what I'm gonna do. I just gotta here's Zelsh, are you not? You're not on my server, are you? What I need to do is I don't know. I just don't. The questing is killing me, man. Like on a protection bout, it's not a problem because I just AOE. I can just AOE level to max level, right? And on like a tank or a healer, I can just do dungeons. You're on the PvE server. Which server is the PvE server? What's the name of the PvE server? I wonder if I have anybody on the PvE server. What's the name of the server that you're on? Is it Dream Scythe? No, I can't remember. It is Dream Scythe. Oh, yeah, okay. It was Dream Scythe. I have 5 characters on Dream Scythe. Let's see what I got. Yeah, Dream Scythe. Oh, but nobody's high level. We have a level 17 hunter. Who's in a guild. My guild. We have a banker. Level 1 warrior. We have a shaman. Okay. We have a paladin. We have the lonely lock, man. The lonely lock. She looks very lonely. Let's log on to my banker and see what my banker has. Oh, you're on the horde though? I do. Hey, I do have the shaman. I got the horde shaman. Oh my god, this UI is all janked. I got 16 gold. Oh, you're on the horde, huh? So the only character I have in the horde, I got this one. Yeah, nah, there's no way I'm going to come to this server. None of these characters are high enough level, and yeah, that ain't going to happen. I'm not switching servers. So, plus I have a lot more money. I probably got a couple. I don't think I have. I probably have close to 2,000 gold on Night Slayer, right? I had more, but I had to spend like the 600 to get the epic writing. But I think my hunter's got around 850 gold. And if you look at all my bankers and stuff, I probably have like another like 800 gold probably. Oh, you couldn't get into it during the pre-patch launch? Wow. Well, I had those. Yeah, I mean, my characters were on Night Slayer from before. I don't know. I created them a while back. I don't know when I created them, but probably a while ago. Yeah, but I mean, I want to set up the character. I mean, it just sucks because I would want the hunter to be a jewel crafter, so we could. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can always AOE level on a protection paladin. I don't care what expansion you're in. It's not going to be fast. I mean, it's not going to be like the fastest thing you can do, but you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. And the thing is, Jim, as long as you have like a couple of different characters that you're leveling, you can also like let your paladin build up rest time too, and then it's really quick. So like if you're like leveling two characters, you level one for a couple days, and you jump on your paladin, you AOE level for like literally just a couple hours, and you'll blow through all the rest time that you've built up. Then you go play the other character, for like another day or two. Come back, AOE on your protection paladin, blow through all your rest time. You know, you'd be surprised how fast you level when you have rest time. If you got rest time, I've always said I think the the optimal way to level is probably three characters at the same time because you can just kind of switch between the three. Play one character for a day, play the other character for a day, and just you're kind of like trying to level on rest time a lot because you can basically while you play one character, the other two are getting rest time, and you go to the second character, and the third character is still getting rest time. You jump on the third character, drop that rest in, then back to the first one, and it works fairly well. I mean, you can actually level three characters fairly quickly. I'm just a little bummed because I would have preferred the hunter to be a jewel crafter. But at this point, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna sleep on it, like you said, Zelch. I gotta sleep on it. I don't. Here's the thing that's pissing me off. I spent the $70 when TBC came out. The whatever it is, the TBC like package. Like launch package thingy. It gives you like it was like $70, and it gives you like a month of WoW subscription, but it gives you like the character boost. The level 58 character boost. And then I went to retail, and in preparation for midnight, I paid that fucking package, which was like $80, which is another ripoff. They're both ripoffs, man. It's just like it's like bend me over, man. You're just screwing me on this shit, right? So then I did that one, you know. Well, it's just the extra resilience, right? You get some extra resilience, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. Every little bit adds up. So. So you're going to be able to make, what is it? I don't see it though. I do not see it in here though. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see it. Is it not in TBC? Yeah, the dragon's eye. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking that you might not. It might not be the. Because I'm thinking that big one. You know, like in one version of WoW, jewel crafters can make this really big gem. Yeah, it may not be in TBC. So, yeah, I think it might be Wrath of the Lich King. So it's not even a concern really at this point. If it's Wrath of the Lich King, if it's the gems that I'm thinking of, it's like those big. It's like the bold gem, or I don't know what it's called. It's like this big, massive, huge gem that they can make that only jewel crafters can use. And I don't even think it's bind on pickup. I think it's just only like jewel crafters can use it. I can't remember, but anyways, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna go jump in bed. I guess I'm kind of tired. I gotta go to the. Is it the Dragon Eye gems? It is the Dragon Eye gems. Yeah, jewel crafting only, but. Yeah, see, this is the one. This is it. See, plus 34 of a single primary stat. See? But I don't think this is in TBC. Yeah, see, they can make buy now pick up epic gems, often called figurines, or specific gems that are more powerful than standard gems. These gems are relentless diamonds, but these are, yeah, typically providing spell power, stamina, other high value stats, or anything. Yeah, so they do have a few, like Solid Star of Elune. Uh-huh. But the Wrath ones are the ones I was thinking of, so. And I'll catch you guys later, man. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll think of something. I gotta somehow figure out how I'm gonna level to 70 without committing suicide, because I just don't like grinding out those quests anymore, to be honest. So, but I'll catch you guys later, man. Hope you guys have a good night. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.